we're learning, and we'll see where this takes us.
Now, is there a possibility that someone could say, you know what, these numbers are great. The Samsung had the Fire phone, and now the phone is, they've got a new edition. But meantime, you've picked up a lot in your ecosystem. You've always talked about people switching to Apple. Are you concerned about people switching back to Samsung?
No, we don't see much of that. We don't want to see any of that. And we try really hard to retain people by giving them an experience that they really love, right? That's our objective. But generally speaking, we measure that fairly closely, and we don't see very much of that. On the switcher side, we were very pleased that we set a record for switchers outside of China for the first 6 months of this fiscal year. As you know, we started in October, and we just finished the first half in March. And we set a record there, and we set a record for upgraders across the world. And so this felt really good.
All right, well, what I want to do is, if you stay with me, talk a little bit bigger picture, Apple's role in the world. Okay, thank you, Tim. Last year at this time, we sat down, the stock was at 93. The headlines were all about how the company's best days were behind it. You said that the customers love the product. As long as they do, then I'm not going to worry. Do you feel vindicated?
You know, I didn't really worry about what people were saying then, because I care very much about our users, and I strongly believe that if they're happy over the long term, other things will take care of itself. And so we had a lot of confidence, and it's good to be here today, but we don't really look at the stock, you know, because for us, it's about the long term. And so we're very much focused on long-term shareholder value, but not the short-term kind of stuff.
But there has to be a sense that when you read that the company is dead, that it just seems like it's a bit unfair.
Well, I just thought it was absurd.
Okay.
And people just not understanding the company.
Do people understand when the headlines today were that it was a disappointing quarter, even though almost every company in the world, no, every company in the world would kill for what you just did?
Yeah, I look at that honestly, and we had a great quarter. If you get into the numbers just a little bit for a few minutes, the Mac grew 14%. This was huge. Services continued this really fast growth. It grew 18% year on year, and we continue to be on target to be a Fortune 100 company this year with our services business. The watch almost doubled year on year. iPhone grew in revenue sense because the iPhone 7 Plus was just off the charts. It's so incredibly popular, so much more popular than we planned. You know, we knew we had a killer product, but so many people love portrait mode and the large, beautiful screen and all the other aspects of the phone. It's become such an integral part of their life that a lot of people are loving that 7 Plus. And so we grew strongly in 4 out of 5 of the operating segments, of the geographic segments. We didn't grow in China, but we did remarkably better than we did of the second half of last year, which is what we expected, and it's what we delivered. And we feel that we'll do even better there this quarter.
Well, let's think about that notion of the consumer and what you care about. Let's say a consumer product company had 5